everyone, I'm Kinjal Patel, Assistant Professor at LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology in the Department of Computer Engineering. So here is the Chapter 5, Intermediate Code Generation, Lecture 1. So the topics to be covered in this chapter are different intermediate forms, different representation of three-address code, and construction of syntax tree and DAG for expressions. And in this lecture, we will learn different intermediate forms, different representation of three-address code. So, intermediate code generation is the fourth phase of compiler, and intermediate code is used to store the output of first three phases. So, there are three intermediate forms which are used to store the output of first three phases, that are: first one is abstract syntax tree, second one is postfix notation, and third one is three address code. So we'll learn all these three intermediate forms with example. So first, abstract syntax tree, or we can say DAG. So first we'll see how to draw the syntax tree for particular expression. Then we'll see that what is abstract syntax tree. So a syntax tree that depicts a natural hierarchical structure of source program. So here is the example that A equals to B star minus C plus B star minus C, where this minus represent the unary minus. So in this expression, there are three operators used, which are equals to, star, and unary minus. So from these three operators, unary minus has highest precedence. Then star has second highest precedence. Then equals to has third highest precedence. So to construct the syntax tree, we'll first construct the syntax tree for unary minus C. So unary minus C, as unary minus has highest precedence, so first we'll construct the syntax tree for unary minus. Now next, B star minus C. Here minus C will be multiplied with B, so B star unary minus C. Now in this expression, there is redundant sub-expression, there is common sub-expression, which is B star minus C and B star minus C. So again we want to perform the expression or sub-expression B star minus C. So first, unary minus C. Now this unary minus C will get multiplied with B. So here two sub-expression has been constructed. Now we want to add these two sub-expressions. So plus will be computed for these two expression. So here right hand side of expression has been derived. Now A equals to the whole expression. So as equals to has lowest precedence. So now we'll perform equals to A. As A is the left child of equals to, so here in syntax tree, A is the left child and the whole expression is the right child of expression. So this is the syntax tree for this expression. Now how to construct DAG for this expression. So DAG means directed acyclic graph or abstract syntax tree, gives the same information but in more compact form because common sub-expressions are identified. Here you can see that in this expression there are common sub-expressions are used. For example, B star minus C, B star minus C. This sub-expression is being repeated. So in DAG, these sub-expressions are identified. So once we have generated one sub-expression, it won't be constructed for the redundant expression. Means if we have constructed syntax tree for first expression, then we won't repeat it, we won't construct it again. We'll directly link that next operator with the same sub expression. Here we'll see how that as B star unary minus C has been constructed. Now here this b star minus c is being repeated, so we won't reconstruct it. We'll directly link the next operation with this constructed sub expression. So next we want to add this b star minus c with b star minus c. So to add, plus is used. Now this plus is used to add the b star minus c with b star minus c. So as b star minus c has been already constructed, so its left child and right child will be the same sub expression. So here in DAG we haven't constructed this b star minus c again. Now we want to perform the assignment of this whole expression to A. So A equals to the whole expression, as A is the left child of equals to operator. So here in syntax tree or in abstract syntax tree, A is at left side and the whole expression is at right side of abstract syntax tree. So we can say DAG or abstract syntax tree for this expression has been constructed. Now next intermediate form is postfix notation. So postfix notation is linearization of a syntax tree. In postfix notation, the operands occur first and then operators are arranged. For example, here is the expression that a plus b star c plus d. Now, if we want to convert this expression into postfix notation, then the operands occur first. Means here, if we see the first bracket, then in first bracket there is sub expression a plus b, in which a and b are the operands and plus is the operator. So postfix notation for a plus b will be ab plus. First operands occurs and then operators are arranged. So the postfix notation for a plus b is ab plus. Now when we want to convert the expression into postfix notation, the priorities are considered, as here braces, plus and star operators are used and braces has highest precedence. So first the operations on braces performed first. So here the postfix notation for this expression is, here two braces are used as braces are left associative. So first we'll perform the postfix notation for first expression. So for a plus b, postfix notation will be ab plus. Now a plus b has been converted into postfix notation. Now there are two operators left in expression, star and braces. So braces have highest precedence, then star. So next the operation on braces will be performed. So the postfix notation for C plus D is CD plus. So A plus AB plus and CD plus. Now the only one operator left, which is star. So now the first form is AB plus and second form is CD plus. So AB plus CD plus are two operands and then the operators are arranged, which is star. So the postfix notation for this expression is AB plus CD plus star. Third intermediate form is 3 address code. So 3 address code is a sequence of statements of the general form. So here A equals to B operator C. This is the general form of 3 address code. So in 3 address code, at max there will be 3 operands, which are A, B and C, and there can be 2 operands equals to and the operator which used to perform the operation on 2 operands. Here ABC are the operands that can be names or constants, and operator stands for any operator. Now here is the example, A equals to B plus C plus D. So in this expression there are 4 operands are used. So this expression is said to be 4 address code. Now if we want to convert this expression into 3 address code, then temporary value will be used. So first, B plus C equals to T1 means B plus C will be added in T1 temporary value. Now we want to add this B plus C, this T1 value to D. So T1 plus D equals to T2 means the result of T1 plus D will be stored into T2. So the expression at right side has been performed. B plus C plus D has been performed and the value has been stored in T2. Now we want to move this T2 value in A variable. So next expression is A equals to T2. So this is the three address code for A equals to B plus C plus D. Here T1 and T2 are temporary values generated by compiler. So in three address code there can be at max 3 addresses allowed, 2 for operands and 1 for results. So this expression is called as a 3 address code. So these are the 3 intermediate forms. First one is postfix notation, then second one is 3 address code, and third one is abstract syntax tree. Now next is different representation of 3 address code. As we have seen 3 address code and it is the code which has at max 3 addresses. So to represent this 3 address code, there are 3 forms which are quadruples, triples and indirect triples. So we'll learn all these 3 representation with example that how these quadruple triples and indirect triples are used to store the 3 address code. So here is the example that x equals to minus a star b plus minus a star b, where T1 equals to minus A. As this minus represent the unary minus, so first this minus A has been stored into T1. Now we want to multiply this minus A with B. So as this minus A is stored into T1, so next operation will be T1 star B. So T1 star B equals to T2 means the result of this T1 star B has been stored in the value T2. Now again we want to perform the minus A star B. So again we'll perform this expression as these 2 expression are the common, but still we'll perform the 3 address code for the second expression which is minus A. So minus A equals to T3 and minus A star B. So T3 star B equals to T4. Now we want to add these 2 sub expression. So plus is used to add the sub expression. So the first expression has been stored in T2 and second expression has been stored in T4. So T2 plus T4 equals to T5. So the operation on right hand side has been performed. Now we want to move this expression in a variable x. So x equals to T5. So this is the 3 address code for this expression. Now we'll see that how this 3 address code can be represented by quadruples. So quadruple is a structure with at most 4 fields such as operator, argument 1, argument 2 and result. The operator field is used to represent the internal code for operator. Operator field is used to store the operator of 3 address code. Then argument 1 and argument 2 are used to represent the 2 operands of each expression, and result field is used to store the result of an expression. Means result field is used to store the temporary values of each expression. So here is the 3 address code. Now we'll see that how we can represent this 3 address code using quadruple. So 4 fields are used: operator, argument 1, argument 2 and result. So that's why this representation is said to be quadruple. Now here number represent the position of or address of each expression. So here the address of first expression is 0. Here 0 represent the address of first instruction, which is T1 equals to minus A. So in operator, unary minus operator will be stored. Then argument 1 and argument 2 are used to store the operands. So here only one operator is there, which is A. So unary minus A equals to T1. So result will be stored in, so T1 will be stored in the result field. So here T1 equals to minus A. Now 1 represent the address of second instruction, which is T2 equals to T1 star B. So here two operands are there in this expression, T1 and B. So in argument 1 T1 will be stored, in argument 2 B will be stored, and in operator multiplication will be stored. So operator is multiplication, argument 1 is T1 and argument 2 is B. Now the result of this expression is stored into T2 value. So in result T2 value will be placed. Now third expression is T3 equals to minus A. So the address of this instruction is 2. Here only one operand is there in this expression. So in operator unary minus will be placed, and in argument 1 A will be placed. Now the result of this expression is stored in T3. So in result T3 value will be placed. Now 3 represent the memory address of fourth instruction, which is T4 equals to T3 star B. So here multiplication will be stored in operator field, and T3 and B will be stored in argument 1 and argument 2 respectively. T3 will be stored in argument 1 and B will be stored in argument 2. And T4 is the result of this expression. So T4 will be stored in result field. Now next instruction is T5 equals to T2 plus T4. So here 4 represent the memory address of this fifth instruction, which is T5 equals to T2 plus T4. So plus will be stored in operator field, then T2 will be stored in argument 1 field, and T4 will be placed in argument 2 field. So T2 plus T4 has been stored equals to T5. So the result T5 will be stored in result field. T5 will be stored in result field. Now last instruction is X equals to T5. So here T5 will be assigned to X variable. So result is X. So X will be placed in result field, and the operator is equals to, which denote assignment, and the T5 will be stored in argument 1. So this is the representation of 3 address code using quadruple structure. Now next is triple. So to avoid entering temporary names into the symbol table, we might refer a temporary value by the position of statement that computes it. Means in quadruple, 4 fields are used: operator, argument 1, argument 2 and result. Result is used to store the temporary value. So triple replace the temporary value field with its position. Means triple directly use the position of each statement, which has already the result of each instruction. So if we do so, 3 address code statement can be represented by only 3 fields, which are operator, argument 1 and argument 2. So here is the representation of quadruple. Now we'll see that how we can use only 3 fields and perform the same operation. Here number, operator, argument 1 and argument 2. So number represent the position of each instruction. So we'll use this position to store the result instead of temporary values. So first at position 0 at memory address 0, the unary minus a has been stored. So here in triple, in operator unary minus will be stored and in argument 1 a will be stored. Now next, here at one memory address there is instruction star T1B, means T1 star B equals to T2. So here T1 represent the result of first instruction. So here the result of first instruction has been stored in this 0 address. So we'll use this 0 address to we'll use this 0 address to define the result of first instruction. So 0 is the argument 1. So 0 star and B will be argument 2. Now the result of 0 star B will be stored in 1. So next instruction is unary minus A equals to T3. So now we'll perform unary minus B. So in quadruple, the result was being stored in T3 temporary value, while in triple, the result of this instruction is stored in 2 address. Now, next is T3 star B. So here we want to perform the multiplication of this unary minus A with B. So the result of this instruction is stored in 2. So our next instruction will be 2 star B. So here star will be stored in operator, then 2 will be stored in argument 1. Instead of T3, here we have used 2 memory address. So 2 star V, and the result of 2 star V has been stored in memory address 3. Now we want to perform addition of T2 and T4. So here we want to perform the addition of memory address 1 and memory address 3. So in 4 address plus will be placed at operator field, then 1 will be placed in argument 1 field and 3 will be placed in argument 2 field. So here 1 plus 3 equals to 4, which represent unary minus A star B plus unary minus A star B. Now last we want to assign this whole expression to variable x. So here operator will be equals to, now here argument 1 will be x. So x equals to T5. So instead of T5, the memory address 4 will be used. So in argument 2 field, 4 memory address will be placed. So this is the triple representation of expression for 3 address code. Now the drawback of triple is that here we are using the address of each statement directly. So if there are redundant instruction in it, for example here unary minus A and unary minus A. So these instructions are redundant instruction. If we remove this expression, then the result is stored in 2 address. So the result of these 2 address will be removed, and we are referencing these 2 in another instruction, so it will get no result. So to avoid this problem, indirect triple is used. So indirect triple is used to pass this value of address in pointer. So now in indirect triple we'll use pointer instead of address directly. So in indirect triple representation, the listing of triples has been done, and listing pointers are used instead of using statement. Means in indirect triple we'll use pointers instead of statement. So this implementation is called indirect triples. Now here is the representation of triple. So if we want to perform the indirect triple representation, so we need to point this address to another pointer. So as here we have used the pointer 14 to store the result of 0 memory address. Same way, to store the result of 1, pointer 15 is used. To store the result of 2, pointer 16 is used. To store the result of 3, pointer 17 is used. So if we want to perform the operation of 3, then we'll reference 17 instead of 3. Then to store the result of address 4, 18 is used, and to store the result of address 5, 19 pointer is used. So now we'll see that here in indirect triple there are three fields: operator, argument 1 and argument 2. Number represent the position of each statement. So here 0 represent the unary minus A. Now next, here in one instruction there is expression 0 star B. 0 is the result of unary minus A. So now we want to perform 0 star B, means unary minus A star B. So now the value of this 0, the result of this 0 has been stored in pointer 14. So we'll use pointer 14 instead of 0. So now if we remove this instruction, then the result of the 0 will be removed, but the result of minus A has been stored in 14 pointer. So we can reference this 14 in any instruction and we can get the correct result. Now next we want to perform unary minus A. So same way, unary minus A, which is stored in position 2. Now we want to perform this. Now we want to perform the multiplication of this unary minus A with B. So here unary minus A is stored in 2. So 2. So the result of this 2 has been stored in 16 pointer. So we'll use pointer 16 instead of 2. So 16 multiply with B equals to 3. Now next we want to perform addition between 1 and 3. So as the result of 1 has been stored in 15 pointer and the result of 3 has been stored in 17 pointer. So addition will be performed for 15 and 17. So in argument 1, 15 will be placed and in argument 2, 17 will be placed. Now we want to assign this whole expression to variable x. So the result of this whole expression has been stored in address 5, which points the 18 address. So now we'll use 18 pointer to store the result. So x equals to 18 means the result of 18 has been assigned to x variable. So this represents the indirect triple. So in this lecture, we have learned different intermediate forms and different types of 3 address code. Thank you.